Today we're going to learn how to make our own foam stamps. Easy and simple. Our foam stamp starts now. What you're going to learn today is how to design your own foam stamp, to master the layered gel printing, and pro tips for crisp professional results. Supplies you're going to need is going to be a gel plate, some paper, cardstock is best, some acrylic paint, some foam board, and some marking tools, either a pen or a burnisher, and you're going to need a pair of scissors too to cut with. You're going to take your foam and you're going to make a design in it. I've already done some over here, but I'm going to go through it once with you. So I'm going to just use my ballpoint pen, and I'm going to tell you honestly, I've used several different things, and the pen has been the best thing for me. Just a basic shape. You want to make sure that that line is, you're going to have to go back through afterwards, and I'll do that off camera. Now I'm going to design this, some things in the middle. I think what I'm going to do before I do that is I'm going to cut this out. Stay fairly close to your design. Save this. You can use it for other things. So now I have my basic design. I'll flip it around, and now I can just go in and fill up the space. Several things you can do. I mean, this is only limited by your creativity and what you want to do. I'm going to come back through and I'm going to do a shadow to that line. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, and I'm going to do something with that space in between. I think I'll do lines. You can be as intricate or as simple as you like. I'm going to keep this kind of in the middle. Not really intricate, not really simple, but quite frankly, it's worked both ways for me. Okay, we got our first group of marks. Everything here is fairly fluid, so I'm going to keep that going. I'm going to add basically some circles. I'm just making this up as I go along, folks. There are no rights and no wrongs. Just keep it. I could leave it like this. I could put some more circles in there, but I think I'm just going to leave it there. Simple, easy, and it'll transfer over nicely. Now I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to go and deepen these and make sure that these are deep enough so that when I go to do the impression, stamp it, it'll transfer over. So I'll be right back. I got my gel plate out. This is my 5x7, and it's this clear thing is just something I can hold it onto so it doesn't move around. It's actually glass. My others are acrylic. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to lay some paint down, very thin layer, and I'm going to play some games with it to get a background going. Use a little bit of bubble wrap. Now this is, because it's kind of dry in here, this has already started to dry pretty fast. So I'm going to add a pull-up layer. Piece of cardstock. You don't have to have one of these. This registration placement device really works well for me. But you can use just your eyeballs. It's another piece that is not necessary, but you can do it with your hand. In fact, I like using my hand when I'm working because I can feel how cold it is. If it's still cold, it means it's wet underneath. I'm just trying to get as good an imprint as I can. I'm going to let this sit for about 10 minutes and I'll be back. Let's see how we did. Nice background. That's all I wanted, is a nice background. Okay, next step. An optional step here is to clean off your plate, make sure it's nice and nothing left on it. It's not absolutely necessary, but for a clean print, it's always good to start with a clean plate. Okay, I'm going to put down a contrasting color to my yellows and my reds and my pinks. And see, good contrasting color with that. Let's go with some blues and maybe some greens. Okay, I'm going to layer this out. I'm going to actually model it so that it's more than one color. I found this green really takes over, so I really don't want a whole heck of a lot of it. That's the reason I'm mixing it up. So I'm going to just put a little tiny dab. And to that, and then just a little tiny dab of my blue here. And same thing with the green. Okay, it's a nice shade of green. So let's take our stamp we made here on camera. Put it face down into our paint. We're going to take this medical exam paper, could be wet strike tissue, whatever you have or whatever you like to use. And I'm just going to pick up what I don't need. Let's see how we did. Got a pretty good stamp there. I'm going to repeat that process. Normally I would. I'm going to clean this up just a little bit. I'm going to get this stuff around the edge. Several things you could use. I could use tape on this, which makes for a nice clean removal process. These are vapor wipes. My placement tool. I'll put a link to this down in the description. Again, you can also get that on Amazon. Give this a good rub, as much contact as I can. I'm going to give this a few minutes to dry, and I'll be right back. Okay, is it clear enough? I don't think so. I think I could probably do a better job than that. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to act as if that's just an under image. We're going to put some more down. I did another layer off camera to get some more contrast. I did a total of 8 pulls for this one. Here are some of the results that I had. Here's a few tips for you so that you can get some very good prints. You always use a thin layer of paint. Press your stamps in evenly. Don't let them slide. Experiment with colors. And finally, the stamps are reusable, so don't throw them out. Let's do a real quick recap on what we covered today. We covered for creating the stamp. We talked about cutting your pieces, drawing and incising your design, and leaving some room for negative space. Part 2 of this was the layering and painting. Talk about rolling out your base coat and using a contrasting color with your stamp and pressing your stamps into your gel plate to lift your prints. And finally, you're going to place your card back on and get your final result. I want to thank you very much for being here today. And as always, if you could, leave a comment down in the comment section. This is a new format for me. I've changed it up, and I'm hoping that you're finding it a lot more useful. If you could, leave that down in the comment. Let me know what you like and dislike about this. If you have friends that maybe could use this information or find this information useful, share with them. As always, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say. Up after me is going to be Adrian and Corey of Art's Really Cool. So stick around and see what they come up with. Other than that, that's it for me. Bye now.